Hey Scott, just gone through your information. Had to take a little time to have a look here. Yeah, there's some key features in this site that we could do go two ways. I actually think like we could modify a template to work like this, but based on the menu bar and some other things, I think it'd actually be best just to make a new template and put it in the catalog. And what we do is take a version that we would do. I would do a specialized version for you of that template, and then one for the general public, right? Something that's whatnot, because you're going to need some special setup for advertising and a radio space that I wouldn't put in the normal template. But the overall look, I mean, like the menu bar, that is sort of a key. The image slider going all the way across the top, and how the information is formatted within that slider, piece of cake. The top bar, there's some extra things in here that we would or wouldn't have. Obviously, the quick tour, that's a whole other hidden section, and hidden sections are definitely doable, but something I wouldn't include. The drop-down menu would be like this without pictures, not a problem there. Yeah, so I'm kind of thinking, do a new template design. And just sort of put a few extra, or modify it slightly for your landing page and whatnot, would be the most cost effective. Because then I just charge you the cost of the template, and then whatever tweaks you may want to have on top of that before it's packaged up, right? So, which really wouldn't be too much. But we'd have to, have a space for a radio player and advertising. And you said white space. Now, I'm thinking white space for advertising. It may be better I didn't know if you wanted to do vertical or horizontal, and what other positions in the page you'd want to have it. And of course, white space, I think you're using that as a generic term, where white being just blank space, right? Because if you want a nice dark looking site, obviously, I guess once you put advertising in there, it doesn't matter, because it's going to be up to the advertiser, the color of whatever they put in there. But anyways, just a quick follow-up video is, yeah, I think for the overall, there would be definitely more cost involved to modify an existing template, whereas this is a real cool looking site. I've got a few ideas. It would actually look fairly similar, because the key elements I really like out of this, because it is a fairly simple, it's just a black looking site, right, are the menu bar up top with the logo in the middle. There's a little extra up here with some extra bits and pieces, which is really handy for phone numbers and for our, when we have Numo components, the database components, we need an additional spot for links for those things as well. Social icons, but the slider itself, we already have that one that does this, so that's a no-brainer. I really like the back and forth buttons, and the fact there's a little quote there, and this here, and how it ties into the overall look and feel. I think that really stands out. I'd probably do something darn near the same, right? Some of the pictures have blackened sides. What I'd probably do is add what we call I can get a good example right here. See how the image goes right into black? Well, we can actually do that for each image. They've done it individually per photo, but we can actually do it where each image is blended into the background of the page by default. It's just using some shadows, and it can make things look really sharp. Then probably the radio player down here, instead of an image thing, have the radio player here, so it's right front and center. And then widen this out a little bit here. This is like 960 pixels wide. It could be a little bit wider and accommodate a column for your advertising, right? I mean, you could have the advertising sort of in a row across the page or in a column. So it really depends on where you want it placed, and that could really affect the overall sort of look of the site. But if you took the menu bar away and the slider away, it would just be a basic black page. Really, there's not that much wow factor to it. You add those two things in, and suddenly it really makes things stand out. So yeah, I think that's something that, as far as a template goes, I could make something that would work without copying it directly. I mean, it would look pretty darn similar, because there's not a lot to the site. And if you have a menu bar that looks like this, it's going to be fairly similar no matter what you have on different sites. But I could change things up a little bit, so it's definitely not a direct copy or anything like that. But I really like what this site does. I think it's really cool looking.